anniversary. But nevertheless, today was Monday, and today I really took the time out to work on making sure that I build out the infrastructure of my business. Because since I've been in Houston, the opportunities that have been coming have just been phenomenal. And let me just say this side note, this is all from word of mouth. This is just from me doing what I do when it comes to contracting, the contracts that I do have, making sure that I'm doing them properly, just showing up and being active and making sure everything is running smoothly. And because of that, a lot of the superintendents and GCs, project managers, construction managers, they have connected me with other GCs, project managers, superintendents, construction managers for different companies. So one of my fears when I got off of social media was, dang, I'm not going to be able to promote my business and get the same foot traffic. But honestly, since I got off of social media, I have gained more foot traffic and I've gained bigger contracts. And so with those contracts, it hasn't just been hauling contracts. I've literally been taking over the complete project. So when I say the complete project, I mean from breaking ground, leveling out, surveying, takeoff, estimating, the complete project. So all earthwork. So I have transitioned from out of just doing the hauling part of it, and I've literally become an estimator. And I have a wonderful mentor who just kind of took me under his wings, and he's just been showing me everything. So needless to say, because these new opportunities have presented themselves to me, one thing that I realized is I don't have my back office all the way together. Now, I had it together enough for the hauling, so I had the insurance, workman's comp, my agreements, my vendor agreements, my subcontractor agreements, my non-compete agreements. Like, I had all those things together. But when you start to bid on these bigger contracts, it's a little bit more that goes into that. You have bonding. You really gotta make sure you have your contracts and your words and your paperwork and everything together. And so today I took the time out to really work on all of that. One of the things that I realized that I was lacking was I always use a Gmail email address. And I do have a business email address, but I never set it up properly. It was in my Google Workspace or something like that. And so nowadays you can't call nobody on the phone. You gotta do everything through chat. And normally, just in my whole career of being an entrepreneur, I've been an entrepreneur for consistently now, I say 6 years. And so I would just pay somebody to do it. But this is my year of not spending money and just learning, because if I know how to do it, then I don't have to pay nobody else to do it. And I just feel like it makes your mind sharper because you learn. And also because I'm actually learning how to use AI to help me in my business. A lot of people are scared of AI because they're like, oh, AI gonna take over. But if you properly use AI and you learn how to make it help it advance your business, I'm telling you, it could take you further. But needless to say, a lot of people want to get into contracting. A lot of people want to do partnerships. A lot of people want to just do a lot of stuff. But sorry y'all, but a lot of people don't have their paperwork together. Yeah, so a lot of people don't have their paperwork together, and I was one of those people. So again, just if you are in this industry, construction, dump trucks, earthwork, you do water lines, you do just contracting in its entirety, whether you do courier services, whether you are doing waste management, if you are selling products for the government or to the government, whatever it is, when you are doing these contracts, whether they're government contracts or private sector contracts, you need to make sure you got your paperwork together. You need to make sure your back office is all the way together. You need to make sure that you have a proper email address. I do have a website, but my website is not like major because as long as I've been in this industry, I realized that everybody, especially in construction and trucking and stuff, they pretty much, especially small businesses, they use like the same layout. It's generic. So that's not, me personally, I don't feel like I've gotten customers from my website. So but that email address is important, because what I realized is if that email address is set up, if people set up properly, these companies, these GCs, these project managers, these construction managers, these superintendents, foremen, I'm gonna always say these words over and over so y'all can start learning the lingo when you start going out here. But when they start getting emails from you and they see that email address says, for instance, mine, I have a couple of them. I just use one of them. One of them is info@sttbenterprises.com. That's way more professional. So they'll be, if I submit a bid, they're more prone to click mine because my email seems more, or if I send an email to them personally, my email is a little bit more reliable or it's more professional versus if I send them an email from ShakiraKersey@gmail.com or sttbenterprises@gmail.com. That it just doesn't make sense. So that another thing is making sure that all of your certifications are up to date. Do you actually need certifications? No, you don't have to have certifications. I know plenty of people who do not have certifications and they get numerous contracts. However, but those are more private sector jobs. So you got to figure out where you want to be at. Do you want to be private sector contracting or do you want to be government? If you're doing government contracting, then you need to make sure you have your certifications. Whether it's, if you're a woman, whether it's women's small business enterprises, whether if you're a veteran, you could be veteran small business enterprises. If you are service disabled, you could be service disabled small business enterprise. You could just be minority small business enterprise or business enterprise. Some states do still have the hub certification, but some don't. So that's something that you need to look into per your state. With the DBE is still there. I don't particularly push the DBE anymore because in the beginning it was specific for us, Black, Asian, Indian, Mexican, anybody outside of the Caucasian man. But since the stipulations and stuff like that have changed, we don't really they don't have to use us. That's what I'm saying. And that's a whole nother video. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, so making sure your certifications are all the way put together. Also, another thing is making sure that you're updated in SAM.gov. Make sure that you got your NAICS codes updated. You need to have the NAICS codes that you want to contract under. So if you do construction, you need to have NAICS codes for construction. If you are doing courier services, you need to have NAICS codes for courier. If you're doing hauling, so specialty hauling, like dump trucks, you need to have the NAICS codes for that. If you're doing OTR, just general freight, you need to have the NAICS codes for that. If you're doing whatever business you are, if you're in housekeeping, you need to have that NAICS codes, because what's going to happen is that's how those contracts are going to come to you. They're going to come to you based off your NAICS codes, or you may see a contract that you want to bid on, but you need to be in SAM.gov and that NAICS code needs to be registered with your business. So making sure you got your NAICS codes updated, making sure that you got your cage codes, making sure that your SAM.gov is just updated, period. In order for you to be, if you are somebody that wants to be in contracting, again, whether it's private sector or it's government sector, you need to make sure that you have all your stuff properly set up. If you get your stuff set up, and it's not going to be a one-day thing, it takes time. I've been doing this for a couple of years now. This is the first year that I've been just full on government contracting. And in the last 2 months, I've won 3 contracts. So 2 government and 1 private sector. So yeah, just making sure that you have all your stuff set up. And yeah, we'll go from there. So that's my spiel for today. I think tomorrow I'm gonna go check my site, the one that's in LaPorte, because we're wrapping that up. It's almost done, so I'm just gonna go check on that, see how much more dirt. I think we still got about 2,000 loads, or maybe somewhere between 1,500 to 2,000 loads of dirt that still need to be hauled off. So I'm gonna go check on that tomorrow and go check on a potential job site that I would like to bid on. So I just need to go look at it, see. I need to go pull permits and stuff. That's another thing. When you start getting into this contract, you got to start pulling permits. You have to start, you know, when you coming in as a GC or you coming in as a prime, like you gotta, it's a lot more work. It's a lot more work. But again, that's another video that we'll talk about on another day. So that's it. If you have questions, please drop them in the comment section. Will definitely answer them when I see them. If you want to contact me directly, my email address, you can send emails to sttbenterprises@gmail.com. That's just for questions. If you have questions, send it to me there. STTB Sierra Tango Bravo Enterprises @gmail.com. So yeah, that's my spiel for today. I love y'all. God bless you. And then y'all know what I'm gonna tell you. Just remember, everything that you do it with God. Make sure you're talking to him first, and make sure that your intentions are always good. The energy that you put out is the energy that you're going to get. So make sure that you always putting out positive energy. You're praying, you're talking to God first before you make decisions, and I promise you life will be what it's supposed to be for you. So I love y'all. Just pulled up at church, about to go in here and sing a song. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.